Where do I begin? I suppose the ambition, the confidence, the dream is gone, it's over. Celtic crash out of the Europa League, 3-1 on aggregate to Zenit St Petersburg after a 3-0 defeat tonight in Moscow over in Russia. Our first competitive loss in Russia, and not a very inspiring or a good performance to go along with the exit of the Europa League. I think a lot of us are guilty of getting our hopes up too highly and beginning to underestimate Zenit heading into this game, and they dealt a very strong hand. They were very good. They were much better than us tonight, no question. As our performance was hands down dreadful. Just not what Celtic had to do. And as you see, the result reflects quite fairly on the way the two teams played. From the minute it started, Zenit were the better team, and I said in my match preview it was going to be reversed from last week. Zenit were going to do exactly what we done. They were going to press hard, they were going to get forward, they were going to make chances, they were going to be urgent, and we were going to be the team on the back burner for the majority of the game, and that's what it turned out to be. And within the opening 5 minutes we were down 1-0. Zenit were ruthless. They wanted to win, and they hands down deserved to win. If you heard shouting, by the way, I apologise for that. Anyway, the actual game itself, it was very disappointing. I feel like, you know, if someone said to me before the win last week, Zenit are going to win 3-1 on aggregate, I honestly would have stood back and said, you know what, I'll take that. It's not an embarrassment with the way we've been playing recently. It would be a decent result, considering that, you know, they could easily have done far more damage, considering we're losing to teams like Kilmarnock and we're dropping points here, there, everywhere. So honestly, 3-1 might have been something to look at and say, geez, I was saving us from an embarrassment. But after the performance of last week and the win of last week, it really did get all of us kind of dreaming, believing that we could do it. And it was a heavy blow dealt to us tonight, and it really brings us back down to earth. And it brings us back down to this level where, you know, it's sad to look at how it's going to be so difficult year after year for Celtic. We live in a harsh reality of we're never going to get anywhere in Europe unless Saudi Arabians plough money into the team, or we'll move to the English Premier League. It's a sad reality, but it's a truth. And watching the game tonight, it really hurts to know that that's going to be majority of the seasons. That's going to be the story. Aside from that, though, the performance was poor. The defence, I'll quote what I did on Twitter. The defence is a different breed of shite. Absolutely dreadful tonight. Mikael Lustig, lucky if the fans will let him have a future at the club after his performance and his mistake, especially into the third goal. And the annoying thing is, all 3 goals were so easily preventable. And would it have made a difference to the game? Don't know, maybe Zenit would have made up for it and scored in other ways, which they probably would have, because they were the much better team. Attacking wise, we were offering nothing. There was a lack of creativity, there was a lack of anything for Celtic, and it was really bland and boring to watch for us. We just couldn't get anything going forward. And we played the exact same team as last week, which was surprising after last week's performance. But, you know, the travelling, the away, we don't travel. Celtic do not travel well, as we know. We're not good away from home in Europe. 2 wins over the past 20 odd years. So, I mean, there's all you need to know right there. But all 3 goals were so easily preventable. The first one, set piece. I mean, God, we should be able to defend the set piece a bit better. And one thing we've been decent at under Brendan Rodgers is defending from set pieces. I don't remember many times we've conceded from a corner, then tonight we go and do that very easily, like the man Branislav Ivanovic of all people, the man who I jokingly said would score a hat-trick, and he got one tonight. Far too easily escaped and got an easy goal, and we were down like that, and it looked to that point, you know, Zenit could walk all over us. Then they went and scored their second, which I don't even need to get started on Doris de Vries too. I've never been a big fan of Doris de Vries ever since the Barcelona game. People will say, oh, it's Barcelona, oh, you can't really blame him for that. But the stuff that he let in that night, you know, any goalkeeper could have saved at least a couple of those goals, I would say. And that was the kind of performance that put me off him. And tonight it came back, that sort of performance. That night against Barcelona, there was shots where you thought, De Vries, you could have done better. And tonight that shot should have been saved. Absolute howler. It killed the game for Celtic. You know, we were left chasing. We needed a goal. And then what ultimately killed the game was the third goal, which Mikael Lustig, you know, what is he doing? What is he doing? And far more people will be more outraged than me. I'm not going to come on here and start screaming and shouting about Mikael Lustig. I am very annoyed with how he did play. But at the end of the day, it was a merited result for Zenit. We were just overall very, very poor. There was no player who stood out in the park and you could say, oh, he had a decent enough performance. We just offered nothing going forward. There was no creativity. I think we should have subbed Musonda on far earlier. I think it was a mistake to bring on Tom Rogic at the point we did. Should have been Musonda at that point. I just feel like Musonda might have offered something a bit more creatively when we were down 2-0 to try and get us back into the game rather than Tom Rogic, who's still, you know, not at full fitness. So I think Musonda would have been a better option at that point. But once again, we go away from home in Europe and we struggle, and it does leave questions. But you know what? We done this season what we wanted to do. We got to European football after Christmas. We were handed a very, very difficult game against Zenit St Petersburg. The best performance side of the Europa League group stage. Let's not be too harsh on ourselves. Yes, the performance tonight was piss poor. We got a good performance last week though. We are showing signs of progress. With that performance last week, I'm confident next season we could go on and go further, whether that's Champions League last 16, depending on the group, or the Europa League last 16. We can go that step further next year. Obviously, it depends on what games we're handed, but there is going to be progress, and we've got something to build on. I'm disappointed we went out at this stage because I was really, really ambitious and really feeling confident that we would have went through tonight. But the performance was just not good enough. And I'm not going to come on and say the same things as I always do, and I don't want to feel like I'm making excuses for the team, because overall we were just shite. We were, and it feels like at points you want to say it's unacceptable, but at this level that we're at, you know, going out to Zenit St Petersburg, when you look at it from the bigger picture, it's what is typically expected. And I'm getting a phone call from fucking Kido. I'll phone him back. Anyway, things to work on. Clear improvements need to be made if we do want to progress in Europe. The defence is not good enough. Christopher Ayer has a future, no doubt. I want him to be in the team. I want him to remain in the team. He is the best centre-back at the club. Hands down, in my opinion. He's got to that point because Siminovic, Boyata, etc, etc. Just hopefully Comp will be able to step in the competition next year. Tierney's obviously good enough, but we need to improve. De Vries is just... If it was Gordon tonight, would it have been the same? Probably. But I would have felt a lot more confident. And tonight it's just really disappointing is the word. And I'm not going to rant because there's no need to rant. There is a need to complain. I need to be disappointed, but there's no need to rant. So, ranting and complaining are the same thing. There was no standout player. I'm not going to give a standout player. It was disappointing. I know this has been a short kind of review, but you know, I've expressed my opinion on Twitter. Everyone's expressing the same opinions. It was disappointing. But now we need to focus on getting that league title by a large margin. As large as we can. The treble is still in our hands. People over-exaggerate a lot. The treble's still in our hands. We're going to win the league. We're very much likely of winning the Scottish Cup. I think we will. So I don't think there's much to worry about domestically. People who are, you know, going on, Brendan, oh, Brendan's a fraud, or Brendan this, Brendan that. We'll see what you're saying when we win the treble in May. Because you'll be changing your tune, oh, Brendan's a fucking legend. Don't go and give him all this pelters for getting knocked out by a team who are clearly better than us. That's all I can say. It was disappointing tonight. It was piss poor. But it's the players in the park who, you know, lacked that, you know, kind of effort that we saw last week, and that effort that could have took us through the last 16, I would say. But aye, that's my match review. Much shorter, as I said, but what can I do? If you've enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.